That is the poo we've been talking about the whole day. Now where you are standing is where the trucks will park when they come in, just like you see there. And then they are going to open and then fill this tank you see there. And then it will flow by gravity onto a drying bed. So this is a fecal sludge drying bed. It is one of the oldest treatment options that we have. It has layers of sand and gravels. When you dislodge the sludge onto it, it percolates through the sand to the different layers. And there's a slope underneath. And then we have pipes that are connected to the reed bed where the effluent will go in for further treatment. So this is basically what happens here. Now it stays on the surface, the solids, that is the poo itself, because when you flush, it's a mixture of water and poo. So the water drains out and the poo stays on top of it. We call it the dewatering process. So the poo will stay on the surface for maybe about 30 days. So by drying from the sand, evaporation, it will stay and become dried. And then we will use shovel to collect the dried material, and then we'll store it. So that is how we get the material out of the fecal sludge.
If it's raining, what do you do?
Unfortunately, this system is challenged by that. In an advanced or a modified system, there's a cover to it. If there's a cover to it, so it reduces the contact with the sun. So evaporation is also good. So going forward, we have to think about how to find a cover to it, and alternatively to improvise and also be more innovative. We can do a lot of the drying during the dry season, and the wet season will be composting. Because it takes about 30 days, you can do a lot within the year. And so you can store some, and then during the...
So when it's raining, you leave it?
You leave it. You can't do much about it unless you have the cover on it. Where the effluent will be treated before we use it for the other services we want to, environmental services we want to do. So from here, we will go to the composting chamber where we would use both the solid and the liquid waste to form the compost. So when we get there, I'll explain it further.
A question?
Yes, you can be answering the question as we move.
When are we starting using the place?
Today.
Today?
That's why your car is there.
Okay.
You brought the thing. Yes, let's go. Let's come here. Let's come here.
So where we are is the sorting area. So I brought the bins here to explain what the sorting is. So in Accra, one of our flagship programs is a waste segregation at source, where we educate our clients to separate their waste at source. So we have different color-coded bins that we give them. So in the blue bin, they place plastic. In the brown bin, they place paper. And in the green bin, they place...
Antimatter, is it about fecal?
Yes, it is. I'm getting close to it. So the focus is on the green bin. The green bin contains the organic food waste, yes, that we combine with the dewatered fecal sludge, like I mentioned. So when the fecal sludge is dried, we collect it and then pack it. And then the food waste, which is sorted at source from the market areas, we add that to it and then we do composting. So the food waste, which goes into the green bin, actually comes here, where we open it up for excess moisture to leave. And then afterwards, we will add the dried fecal sludge to it and compost it. The composting takes place in the next chamber. It stays there for about 3 months, where we add water and then also regulates the temperature. Afterwards, we take samples to lab to make sure that there are no pathogens in it, because we are using it for crop production, and it needs to be safe and hygiene as well. So we do that for every batch that we produce. Afterwards, it goes to the bagging. So after the composting process, we see it, take out the coarse materials from it, and then we bag it in sacks and then keep it in the store where farmers will come in and come in. So this is the whole process of the fecal slide treatment. It's a co-compost facility where you co-compose the liquid waste together with the solids to produce the compost. The nutrient content in the compost is very it's high, which can be used for commercial basis or even for plantation farms. In Accra, we produce the pellets where the powdered form is compressed into briquettes. So for instance, if you have a machine that can spread the compost, you can use those pellets for easy spreading, and then we produce them. We've done a number of analysis on the compost, and it compares, and even sometimes the yield is higher than that of the inorganic fertilizer, because the compost has added advantage like moisture retention, and then also residual effect. So residual effect is the process where after applying the compost now, maybe you don't see a lot of result, but for the next season, because the compost is acting on the soil properties and all, you see that the yield will be even higher than the previous, and it continues here. So that is.
So when you apply this year and you are farming the next year, you don't have to apply.
Yes, depending on how much you apply, so the time, and then the yield. We've done a number of demonstrations.
Fertilizer every year.
No, we've done a number of demonstrations in Accra, even on rice, on vegetables, and then so we have results. Anyone who is interested in buying the compost can come to us. We can recommend the number of bags you need to use for whichever crop you are planting, and then you will see the yield. The crops are also very organic as well, because we are using organic. The shelf life is very long. We grew compost in maize in one of the regions, and up to now we still have samples in the office since 2015. So that's over 7 years. It's still wholesome that you can eat. So the compost is good, and then the plant is available. If you have any questions, if you have any contracts, please come to us. We will partner with you and supply you the compost. Eventually, we will add the aquaculture bits to it, where you can come here, point which fish you want to buy, and then we'll catch it and give to you.
I hope the money will be very equally.
Oh yeah, yes, point and kill. So we just choose.
I'll come and fix camera here.
Woody, you honor me more. Nemi apu no wedi. Ntepo one jukudi. Kemi ni di chu bi agbo assembly. Bi ache bi never ready. Bi autokobe. Mi kona ni achu no che do develop nemi forever. Mi makwede sikebe na wodo chu nemi be modi. Nefu kudi ke mi nya be ne sela esobelo. Akpara mi egbe do. Ona yem.
Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and click on the bell for more updates.